check your Pluto and where you have Scorpio in your astrological chart. All the information you're looking for is in the description box down below. And thank you so much for supporting Sikiksyd. What is Scorpio hiding from within themselves? You have Seek Beauty, the number 44. All right. So this is also Venus and Leo energy. This is also correlating with connecting to the feminine energy, and this can also be connecting to those that are deceased that are feminine energy. So that's a mother, a niece, an aunt, a grandma. This can also be those that are in the physical plane, right? Scorpio rules the underworld, so connecting to the dead. I feel like what you are acknowledging is it's, yes, about realizing who you are and what you have, but it's also about what you believe now. Not what you believe then, what do you believe now? Not what you dreamed then, what do you dream now? Not what you thought then, what do you think now? Okay, because the dandelion, if you're not careful, it will blow away with the wind just as quickly as you see it. It's in the now, right? It's in the now. And it's like you're facing your emotions, lighting lighting your recognition of it. This is like connecting to Libra, Taurus and Aries, and then Scorpio. That's what it's correlating with. And it's like taking the action. Taking the action requires like a seed, right? But first, that contains what? There needs to be Earth, Gaia. So you have this foundation, you put the seed in there, and now you have Taurus energy, right? But if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to know how to put the dirt back on top of the seed, right? So that it's stable. Then you have the emotions, Cancer. And then you have the light that is necessary for it, Leo. And now you have an actual plant that is growing from you giving to humanity. It's giving back. Does this make sense? It is servitude. And now there's a sense of self-development and intellect that is involved in it. A truth, if you will. That now what goes around comes around. And there's roots now in this plant. The deep hidden mysteries, Scorpio. While the karma was Libra. That was what was hidden in it. And now what? Now it's not about what you believe then, it's what do you believe now? Right? Time doesn't exist. We are constantly being incarnated in each second, depending on our decision. You know, being on your journey isn't, oh, I decide to be on my journey today, and then I'll wait another week before I decide to be on my journey again. No, it's an every second, every moment decision. Right? It's like a, what would Jesus do moment, right? He was a Virgo. Pulling from that, right? While Scorpio's more of the people mourning at the funeral, not really wanting to show how they feel. It's also like what comes out about the dead after they've already been, put into the ground. It's the same thing. It's reincarnation. It's reincarnation. Energy's not destroyed. It's only created or exchanged. It goes somewhere. So the physical matter doesn't actually exist. Facing the lunar deity Jehovah, as well as Selene here. Facing one's fear and illusions and stepping less, remaining connected to your youthfulness, but taking yourself away from a more animalistic and impulsive feel and more of a strategical and even psychological feel. Okay? But it is you utilizing that instinct to take action on new things. And this is also about learning new things. Sagittarius can be a little ecclesiastical. What happens when you go to church? Believe this, do this, this is how it is. That's Sagittarius energy. It is. It's like, cramming it down the throat. That's Sagittarius energy, right? What you can learn from Sagittarius, though, is learning something new. Learning something new. That there is expansion. There is abundance and even blessings in being open and willing to learn something new. Being open to that produces a level of balance, of how you're going to apply that to your public persona, your public success, how you're going to apply that to your career, how you recognize yourself, and then how you're recognized by others, essentially. And also coming into groundedness. Ooh, my ear is ringing. I can't even describe it. It's gone just like that. If Scorpio's heart could say anything, what Scorpio's heart would say is, I'm afraid of commitment. Scorpio, this makes me feel like it's the commitment to, Venus and Leo, that's a very deep, deep sense of awareness of your own worth and your own value. Intellectually, we're also talking about physically, and we're also talking about your soul, your heart. Leo in medical astrology, I do medical astrology. Leo represents the heart. And when you do everything from the heart, there's always going to be a beauty. There's always going to be beauty there, right? And this is about doing things from the heart for yourself. And it's like your heart has been afraid to commit because it is aware that it will take risk. Almost like when you get on a roller coaster, right? And you're like, well, it's a big roller coaster. Not a lot of people are in line. And you're taking a risk, right? Rather you think that it's going to break down or it's just going to be really scary or whatever. And it's like you go up and there's this suspense, and then you go down, right? You go down the roller coaster. But there's a thrill and an adrenaline and you wish you could do it all over again. Or you do it all over again. Afterwards, you're like, oh my gosh, I was so scared to go on the roller coaster. I'm going to do it again. You know what? Matter of fact, I want to go try something even scarier than that because that looked super scary and it wasn't even that scary. That's Sagittarius energy. And now, how are you going to be publicly recognized? How are people going to see you? They're going to see you as somebody who loves roller coasters, right? The way you talk about roller coasters, what you believe about roller coasters is so much different than what you believed before. Where your intellect was telling you, I could die. It's going to feel like death. There is potential risk here. Is there a warranty or something? Is there like something I can sign? Like, I don't even know if I have insurance for this. Like that type of thing, right? And now it's more so about, wow, it was really scary, but it wasn't even what I thought. I'm gonna try more. It's like biting the apple, right? The forbidden fruit. Esoteric and occult knowledge. That's what you represent, is the apple, Scorpio. Each of those seeds, 5 to 8 seeds are found in an apple, but each little seed, did you think that it thought it was going to end up being this giant tree, almost like the Kabbalah tree, right? Did you think that it thought it was going to be that tree? It had to know it was that tree. And work with the planets. And not let the planets rule them, right? Works with adaptation. What is that called? That's like Darwin's theory, right? That's Darwin's theory. It's about adaptation, but it's also survival of the fittest, right? Adaptation. And that's how you have a sense of evolution. But acknowledging feminine energy, which does lead to creation, holds any sense of growth. That you have to go within in order to come out. right? The seed has to go in order for it to come out. That is something that in our society we ignore. That growth can be found from within. Even the seed, right, about the baby, because we're talking about Aries, pulling from the fact that they're co-rulership. The youthfulness of the inner child is something that allows you to create the new. To come into complete completion, knowing your godliness and your sense of divinity. Knowing your truth. Okay. All right. Nine of Pentacles, Venus and Virgo, there's the Persephone energy. While Scorpios, those that are mourning at the actual funeral, Virgo is the monk or the nun that's running the funeral. Do you get what I'm saying now? Where Scorpio more so mourns, Virgo sort of takes emotional logic from a situation and decides, okay, what is best for me in the situation, and also what's best for humanity in that sense of what can I learn from it? How can I evolve from it, grow from it, come to a place of completion within myself in order to embody what I hope to bring to the universe, you know, as a messenger. As a messenger. So, the hidden energy is the Nine of Pentacles as well as the Ten of Pentacles. Mercury in Virgo, and you have Venus in Virgo. That's beautiful. You have the Ace of Swords, and you have the Sun, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and Leo. Okay. You have the Four of Swords, Libra and Jupiter, and the Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You have the Chariot, and you have the Seven of Swords, Cancer, Aries, Scorpio, and you have Moon in Aquarius. Okay? All right. You have, what's funny is it's like, you realize something, and it's big. Okay, say you're like, I'm not interested in people who play games, parties. I'm not interested in negative vibration, drama. I'm not interested in people who don't know what they want, right? I'm not interested in anything that is confusing or isn't worth my energy to even acknowledge. It's like you've come into the truth of why that is. Why does that bother you so much? It's because it's something that you're aware that you used to embody as well. And so now you're coming into a new truth because you're like, that's not my truth. It's not. You're like, that's a lie. That stemmed from a sense of childhood, something that happened in the childhood, right? Abandonment, or if you went through child abuse, child neglect, right? If someone lost the paternal rights to their children, it's like you're realizing it's like facing Chiron. It's really facing Chiron, realizing a new truth. Because what you've been believing in before was a lie. And was stripping you of your awareness of just how royal and divine you actually are. Stripping you of your value. But it's about being honest with yourself. See, Scorpio, you don't mind telling the truth because you go so deep within yourself and look at the truth within you, and it can get, whew, right? Because we're talking about the underworld. And Scorpios do that to others. They can look at that part in other people. And they don't judge it. They can just see it. That's a Scorpio. And they don't care, but they know about it. They have to know about it in order to protect themselves. Right? Sort of pulling from Virgo's energy of emotional logic there. And that's okay to acknowledge what you kept hidden from yourself. Right? because it was easier to live in a sense of confusion. It was easier to live in a place of stagnancy, right? Where you're in control, I'm in control. And now you're realizing now all of your thoughts are your own, and that what you imagine does manifest. So now the sun is saying your soul is shining on the horse. Do you see that? It's like, this is like love at first sight. The sun is also you loving your job, loving what you do. I feel like this is something that has been going on all your life. And you're just now coming into that realization of who you are. That it's okay to express your childlike side. This is also the entertainment industry. This is fame. The number 19. You're very youthful. You may be an equestrian. You have a horse. It loves you a lot. I feel like this is about the vulnerability that can be found in freedom and how you can free yourself through vulnerability. Well, that's pretty deep. If someone's pregnant, it's a boy. I'm sorry if I ruined the gender, but it's definitely a boy. And if you're having a girl, it's what you really wanted. Like somebody really, really, really wanted a girl child and they get a girl child. Okay? What you have is taking time away from social media. This can also be like you work in psychology or philosophy or in relationships or the law. This can be like you're meditating a lot, doing yoga, a lot of self-care, right? And self-care can look like writing, right? Doing some type of expression. This could be painting, expressing yourself. I feel like that's funny. This makes me feel like, what is that freaking tale when there's a rock and no one else can take the knife out of the rock? Oh my gosh, let me look this up, because this is gonna bother me until it is, oh my gosh, taking the sword out of Arthur. Is that what it's called? I think it's King Arthur. There, oh my goodness. That was gonna bother me so much if I didn't remember what it was. It was gonna bother me a lot. Okay. All right. Wait, I wanted to see what Saint Arthur's what Saint Arthur is the patron saint of. Due to his refusal of spiritual leadership. Saint Arthur was known for somebody who didn't believe that the king should be in spiritual leadership, believed that it should really be up to the individual, rather than it being something that was forced upon, right? This is King Arthur. No one else can take the sword out of the rock, and then you come and then you take the sword out of the rock. That's what this looks like to me. Because you have the passion, you have a sense of willingness. It's like you're doing something you've never done before and you're going to execute it amazingly. Wow, because it's been sticking into your sense of worth and royalty, right? So you're taking it out. And because of that, there's a new love offer coming in. Somebody has a crush on you here. Okay? And there's like a mural in the back here of the Madonna and the sun. This can be connecting to galactic forces as well. This can even be like ecclesiastical. You may have a Bible. The new sword, the sword of truth underneath the bed, right? With the Chariot, it's like the Seven of Swords, Moon in Aquarius. Moon in Aquarius, if you're dealing with a man and they have a moon in Aquarius, this would be a man that likes to surround himself with a lot of different people and point out their insecurities in order to make himself feel better and to deflect from his insecurities. Okay? So it'd also be someone who's very cold. They would try to express what it is that they feel. It will probably wouldn't get across very well to feminine energy. There's too much indifference from Aquarius, and there's too much coldness from the moon. So it'll also be somebody who doesn't validate their own emotions, so they have no capability of validating another person's. It's also a short-term relationship. Okay, we have a lot in common, but it doesn't have the ability to move forward. It's you acknowledging these things and deciding to do different. Deciding to do different rather than be involved in anything that you know isn't going to last. There's no point for you to even get involved. You don't know what you want? Cut off. You don't know how to communicate consistently? Cut off. You're inconsistent? Cut off. Okay, you play games? Cut off. You got third parties? You got somebody? Cut off. Okay? It's this awareness. You don't move forward on it. You don't move forward on it. There's Egyptian energy here as well. Which you represent, well, Leo actually represents Egypt, which would be your soul. You're following your soul here. You're not repeating the same mistakes that you had before. And this is coming from your imagination. You can be doing a job you really enjoy that's very feminine. The moon in Aquarius woman, if you're dealing with a woman that has a moon in Aquarius, she most likely has mental illness. She is very a loner, terrified of new things. On some level, could be very terrified of that. It's scary, like to not know. The unknown is terrifying to the moon Aquarius woman. This would be somebody who likes short-term relationships on some level because they never have to truly get connected. Right? The moon, very cold, and Aquarius, very detached. So that's how it will play out. There's a not moving forward here. The moon Aquarius woman can be manipulative. She can be. What you see regarding the way that she views emotions is always more so as an individual, which can mean it's hard to empathize with others, right? Because Aquarius is, okay, you guys are all going right, I'm gonna go left. It's the same way in emotions, right? Which is why she would be a loner. It can lead to very depressed, because, very detached away from one's emotions. But it's also able to, both of them are capable of expressing how they feel as individuals without the care of what other people will think. And so there is a feeling of like life and death regarding your emotions. It's an extremity to a sense where you're now ascending upward. Instead of going down, instead of staying like, it's like you ascend upward like a pyramid. And so it's as above, so below. As above, so below. You know you're the ruler of your own universe, as above, so below. The sun rises and shines whether you're ready for it or not. You're getting a job that you love. I also feel like if you are in a job, you don't have a lot of pressure about wanting to get things done. It will be like you're your own boss on some level. If you do work for somebody, you're like your own boss. Like, it's very comfortable, like they let you do whatever, that type of thing. If you are an entrepreneur, this would be the entrepreneur card, the Nine of Pentacles. You're in no rush for a relationship. If you're in a relationship, then it's a very privileged relationship. Okay, you could be receiving an apology from anybody, though, whether you're single or in a relationship. And also acknowledging that there's no need to run over other people to get to where you want. It's like you're perfectly content with what you have and who you are. This is Persephone making out from the underworld, right? The Nine of Pentacles is, I'm self-sufficient. I am together. I don't... It's almost like there's a lack of care. There is a sense of lack of care. It's like you're taking extremely good care of yourself. You're focusing on yourself. With the dove here. All right? You own your own. If you own your own business, it's extremely abundant, and you also come from money. Okay? Coming from money. It's old money. The Ten of Pentacles is like having land. You have, trust funds set up. You are coming into a large windfall of money, Scorpio, because you manifested this, because you believed in who you are, and you decided that you're going to do a job that you love, and you're going to love yourself, most importantly, the feelings that we don't really express, right? It's being seen within yourself, to develop yourself. And it's like, I feel like a new addition to the family could be added here. You're very focused on the now. I don't see you really caring about, like, it's very self-focused. It's not about other people. It's not. I feel like work is doing amazing for you, and finances are just popping. Okay, you got like a lot of clients. You could have planted a lot of different seeds, and now you have a lot of sales going on. Okay, you could also be heading into a relationship because you developed your own sense of self and said, I'm not going to settle. I'm not settling for being an option. I'm not settling for being with someone just to say that I'm with someone and not actually be happy. I'm not settling for connecting to someone because there is no one there. No. Because you're in the best relationship you could possibly be in when you're in a relationship with yourself. Like attracts like. There's an awareness that if you were attracting people with their parties and people who just, they didn't know what they wanted and they had their own issues for why they couldn't connect, you began to see it as the mirror effect and put up the boundary to say, okay, I've evolved to not make that same decision, to be involved in that same type of situation. Where they're inconsistent, they don't communicate, all these different things like that, or they have other people, or whatever. You have now identified the inner truth about that. It wasn't about judging other people, it's about looking at yourself and seeing how you have deprived yourself from your own happiness, right? And then making a better decision. And now you have new love coming in. There's a new love offer. Someone's also apologizing to you. Okay? This is a legacy. This is like, if this is a business, it's booming. Like, it will feed your children's children one day. A lot of you don't have children, but you're extremely healthy. Okay, this is like the Bachelorette. Very self-sufficient, very popular, very popular. All right, the career and financial future for Scorpio. Career, financial future for Scorpio. Career. I feel like you could be opening up a business. You could be doing something new in business. Being publicly recognized. What's the career and financial future for Scorpio? You may have also been seeing 111 a lot. Why do I feel like this is like you're being given your crown from above, like the angels, or like angels don't actually exist, but like the entities, the gods, the goddesses are like anointing you because you're realizing your own work. This isn't necessarily something that is validated through gods and goddesses. It's something that is validated by you knowing you are God and goddess, you acknowledging that. You are your own God and goddess. Does that make sense? It's like you're in control of that. That's not validated by the gods that you're praying to, are not necessarily the gods that you think they are. You are a god. Once you realize that, you realize you're equals. You have planner. You have to pay attention to detail and create a plan to grow your business or personal finances. You may go into event planning, project manager, or professional organizer. Could be for you. It's a great time to take a financial inventory and see what needs changing. So you're going to be shifting things in business, Scorpio. Listening to yourself. Okay? I'm saying, it's like there's different levels to you as well. You could be moving into a new home. You could be buying a new home, buying a new car. Some of you guys are buying something big. Something super duper 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 big, okay? You're coming into a large windfall of money, though. What does Spirit want Scorpio to know about Scorpio's destiny and fate? The number 33. Okay. Okay. You've drawn, it seems, a double 3. No luck at all today for thee. You seem to be well satisfied with self and your affairs, but you would be much happier by assuming other cares. A dark woman will soon cause you trouble. You will not get your wish. So, Scorpio, that can represent a lot of different things for you. This can be physical. This can be mental, emotional, the energy and the vibration that somebody has, okay? But it's also about you acknowledging what can you learn, right? It's what can you learn. Now you also have what is Scorpio's next level of ascension. What is Scorpio's next level of ascension? I'm hearing everything dies. Everything dies. That is very true. Everything dies. You have flame. Yes, being ignited. To take action, this is also acknowledging this bonfire that you create, this flame, it spreads everywhere to allow others to utilize the messages that you put out there to create their own bonfire, their own spark, their own light, right? It's about free will. And you can see the circle over there in the cut. This is about working with life and death. It's a surge. It's about working with life and death. Here, the flame is ignited. This is also a new job offer in the next 11 days. Okay? A new sexual partner, a new romantic interest. Okay, a lot of you have left a lot of different people, places, things in the past to enjoy the new. This has been your reading, Scorpio. If you like a personal reading, information is down below. I say.